On the screen, it actually looks like you have lights in here.
I do have a light. It's right there, pointed right at it.
It's bright.
In the middle of the room.
Did you check to make sure your new place actually has lights?
No, it does. It has lights in more than 2 rooms.
I am envious.
It's got lights. It's got lights and everything. Sometimes I forget that I shoot something and I forget that light's there, and I'll lay down to watch TV and it's in the way, and then I have to get up and move. All right, so we're out of Jack Reacher, which you can tell by his...
I Reacher, Jack Reacher, and it's as gay as it sounds.
I really like this movie.
Yeah.
No, it was a fucking blast. Like.
Mm-hmm.
Violent when it needed to be, intriguing and suspenseful when it needed to be. I mean, it was...
And funny.
Yeah. Like, it was a really solid flick.
Mm-hmm. I tell you, and the movie's been out for about a week and a half. We didn't get a chance to see it the weekend that it had come out. But we finally got a chance to go see it tonight. And between then, I'd heard it was a pretty decent flick, and actually, with it being out for about a week and a half, it had a solid fucking crowd there tonight.
Yeah, it was. It was packed. And,
Yeah, we had to sit in the front.
Yeah, we were. In the,
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
It was much worse at the Twilight screening.
That's what you said.
It was way worse.
But like looking like it's just like, oh my god, like.
Well,
After a while, you get used to it, but...
Letty brought up a good question as soon as we sat down there. It was like, seriously, who the hell do they think wants to sit that close?
I was thinking the same thing, yeah.
At least, angle the fucking seats back a little bit or something.
So they, do, one of the incline things.
Well, we had a theater here in town. It's not here anymore, but, well, the building still is. But we had a theater here in town called the Esquire that had seating that did it fairly well. The front seat was maybe 6, 7, 8 feet from the screen. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was a longer theater. So, I mean, it had more seats than, say, than a typical theater does. So it wasn't like being that farther back shortened the amount of seats you had. It was just a well-structured theater that if you're stuck in the front row, it's not going to kill your neck. Or in the case of me, I had to watch Jack Reacher in any movie that I have to sit that close for with my glasses off. Otherwise, it's distracting because I'm looking up and the top part of my glasses are cutting through the middle of the screen.
It hurts the hell out of contacts, too.
Yeah.
It just, dries it out.
But it wasn't nearly as bad as at the Twilight screening.
The screen was bigger, you said?
It was a much bigger screen, and it was even... We were in the front row for that, and it was even closer than the front row was at the screen we were in. You get away from there, buddy.
He wants my delicious limonada.
You thirsty, buddy? I'll get you a beer in a second. But no, I dug the shit out of this movie. It was when it started out, Jack Reacher comes into it, and so does that attorney and everything. And it starts out kind of like, this is like watching like a pilot for a TV show or something like that, but a really good one.
It honestly, it seemed like if they decided to make like a Law and Order like vigilante edition, like it was really kind of the vibe I got because like the defense attorney that he was helping out, she reminded me of like a few of them that they've had on Law and Order. Like that.
I had to
she
think
reminded me
about
of
that
blonde chick that they had on SVU.
The one who was the prosecutor?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I had to think about that for a sec. I was like, she looks like she should be on Law and Order. Wait, was she on Law and Order? What else has she been in? The actress from this movie.
Oh, I'm not sure. I mean, she looked familiar, but I couldn't place it for the life of me.
She looked really, really familiar.
And I wasn't sure if she just had a familiar face or if I've actually seen her.
I've seen her in something, but I just, off the top of my head, just cannot fucking think of what I had seen her in. She did a good job. The movie's, it's a solid mystery. Like it's like a cross between, if you crossed The General's Daughter with like a 70s Bullet type movie.
Well, and that's the definite feel like I got from it. Was like stuff like The General's Daughter and stuff like that. Like this, honestly, it felt refreshing, but it felt like wow, this movie would have been fucking. It would have killed in like '98.
Yeah. Best, oh, it's spoiler. friendly,
Spoiler
right?
alert! What are you doing?
No, I'm just
We
saying.
spoil-
I
we
don't
spoiled
like
shit
to
out
do
of it.
Talk
that.
about
We
this movie.
we spoiled the shit out, but we didn't for Django really, and people got mad at us. Actually, they were like, "What? Well, God damn it! I watch these movies to see you spoil the shit out,
I
of it.
just
Or I
don't
watch
even-
these reviews to see
like,
you spoil the shit out." of
I
it."
just don't want to ruin it for anybody else.
Well, the movie's got it does. There are some really fantastic set pieces in this.
Dude,
in this
the
flick.
car chase, that's what I was bringing up. That thing, oh god, that whole scene was like, that had me like captivated. That was
The
like,
car chase.
Yeah.
That was really refreshing because it was a real fucking
Damn,
car
dude.
chase. It was a real fucking car chase, like 70s style, French Connection, Bullet, stuff like that. Because it was real cars fucking crashing into each other, doing
And
And they're
physically
muscle
believable
cars.
shit.
Yeah.
and that's one thing that I really want to commend this movie for, was that it was very, very grounded in reality. Like okay, granted, the whole plot of it is a bit larger than life,
Yeah.
but
It goes about it very seriously.
But
though.
yeah, it handles it very well. Like it never ventures into like Lethal Weapon 2 territory, which it easily fucking could have.
Uh-huh.
If they handled it poorly, it would have been in that same territory.
Get that cigarette away from you, Raj. Those things will kill you.
Like, I was honestly waiting for like Werner Herzog to be like diplomatic immunity.
But here's what this thing.
But yeah, it was sorry, but it handled everything very realistically, like with the car chase. I honestly like. I love the fact that there are several times Tom Cruise, or Jack Reacher, almost completely loses the bad guy and almost completely loses control of the car because he's driving a classic muscle car. Those things fishtail like a son of a bitch. Yeah, a newer car with front wheel drive is gonna get away from it every time.
Oh yeah, I like
it
that.
was
That
like
a
an
lot
Audi
of
or something.
a lot of
Yeah.
the damage that car took was damage from that fishtailing it
Yeah.
and crashing into other
He'd
things.
take a corner, do like a 360, smash into a phone pole,
Yeah.
heel out, go sideways, fish it back around, and then finally go straight again. Like, the guy's like 20 blocks away every time he has to take a corner.
And there are times where it dies, and he has to
The
sit
car
there and
died, like,
restart
twice,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
that was done so well, and
I mean, it's very realistic.
it does
They're all
something too.
pissed.
Well, in terms of the plot, though, he's investigating a mass shooting in which a sniper has taken out about 5 different people, and they think that they've got the right guy, but the person who they think that they got has asked for Jack Reacher, who is a guy that he knew in the military, and that's Tom Cruise. And the gist of the movie is Tom Cruise is trying to solve this mystery, and it does it well because for a lot of it, Tom Cruise thinks this guy is guilty. Like,
Oh, he like comes into it, it's like, oh yeah, I know that guy. He's an asshole.
yeah, I
Yeah.
just came here to bury
Bury
him. Like that was done really well, but stuff like the car chase, stuff like that bar fight, stuff like
That was cool.
the mass shooting at the beginning, which was done really well.
Yeah, that was like I was kind of like,
Yeah, that was
I was
pretty
like,
intense
ooh.
because a lot of it you're seeing through the point of view of the guy's scope.
the scope, and it's like the first dude. They jumped right into the action.
It's about the opening scene in the
Yeah.
movie, and shit, it is the opening scene in the
It
movie.
is.
But one of the reasons why those work so well is that, did you notice this too? There's no music playing in any of those scenes. The car chase, that sniper scene, the fight at the end, the fight in the bar. There's no music playing in them. So the atmosphere from those scenes comes from, say, the sniper scene, people getting fucking killed, the bar scene, the fight scene at the end, fists pounding into faces, rain, faces being kicked on the ground, the car chase, metal,
Bones breaking.
bones breaking,
Oh.
the car chase, metal bursting into metal, the engine revving. There's no music playing in any of this, and it makes it really tense, and honestly, also a breath of fucking fresh air. So
Yeah,
that was a quality I really loved about this movie.
Yeah, it easily could have like done like Expendables and kicked up some like rock anthem or
Yeah.
Yeah.
newer stuff. Like gone into like some dubstep territory. But no, like just
Skrillex.
having nothing playing was
That was Wreck-It Ralph.
the best option.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. It brought, especially that fight there at the end, brought a real sense of brutality to that scene.
Yeah.
Well, and again, how everything was done in such a realistic fashion. I mean, that fight. I mean, it looked like an honest-to-goodness fight. Like it's like you're seeing like he's Jack Reacher's punching the other dude in the face, and then like sitting there like barely able to fucking like move his hand when he goes into another strike. I mean, like yeah, he probably fucking like busted a few knuckles, fucking broke some bones in his hand or something. Like
Yeah.
like punching people hurts.
Yeah,
like,
it does.
It's not like how most movies show you people just walk around just blasting people in the face all day. Like it fucking hurts.
Yeah.
Faces are really solid.
This movie got into that quite a bit with the guys whose asses he kicked at a bar fight. The one character says like, yeah, one of those guys is probably never going to walk right again and stuff like that. And it even did. So I really liked that montage of showing who the people were who got shot. Like it added kind of a sense of real emotion to that.
Yeah.
Well, because it wasn't just like they weren't just like faces in a crowd. Like they attached a real personal weight to each. One
I
of them.
really
So, like,
liked that.
It honestly, I'm not saying that it was unnecessary, but I mean it hung a huge amount of weight onto these roles. That
It was
like,
nice
literally,
to see that.
these are characters like we were saying them getting shot is the opening scene of the movie. Like, you see these people for about 2 seconds as they're like the scope's zipping left to right, and then all of a sudden just
And it was so,
dropping.
but the noise, because like you said, there was no music. I don't know if it was where we were sitting or because of just how it is, but those bullet shots were so loud, and like I gotta be honest, like I really liked this whole scope thing, but it was really intense, like you said.
Yeah.
When they showed the, you know who I'm talking about, the one with who was carrying the child.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh God, not now. You know, like I'm just like, please don't.
Well,
Don't
it did
do
it because it goes back and shows it again when it's doing that montage of showing who these people were,
Right.
and like we were saying, in a lesser movie, it wouldn't
It
do
wouldn't
that.
have
They
done
would
that.
have just been just
Yeah,
okay,
it
these
wouldn't-
people
It
died.
wouldn't have so much
Victim
of an
number
impact.
one, the blonde woman that got shot.
Exactly, and not only does it go back and show who these people were, but it shows that shooting again from these people's point of view, and again, no music playing really, and it's not done. It's not exploitive about it. It doesn't do it like it's an exploitation film or anything like that. It's
They just
intense.
kinda go-
It's intense, and this is the
It's
second time we're
real-
seeing that scene, and
it's
it's still
realistic.
pretty intense.
They just go down. Like,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
They
the
just
screen
fall.
cuts to black
There's no
and-
like, you know, like.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not
Gushing
people
blood.
getting like hit and doing the classic Hollywood like blasting back 20 feet. Like no, it's
The-
clip.
The one guy's on the bench and he literally just like
Yeah.
just falls over.
We should talk about Werner Herzog.
The scariest director alive. Christ.
Holy shit! First of all, I didn't know he was in the movie until I saw his name on the opening credits. Because I'd seen him act before. I'd seen him in front of the camera before. Not counting like Grizzly Man. I mean, like in a fictional narrative.
Yeah.
But so I see his name pop up. I'm like, oh, I didn't know he was in this. And then when he comes into it, you hear his voice. You know it's him. And I'm like, shit, fucking Werner Herzog is the heavy in the movie. Like, what the shit? That's some interesting fucking casting.
Yeah,
And he was good.
Yeah.
It was one of those things that, it was one of those things that caught me off guard. Like with Drive, when you find out that Albert Brooks is like the mastermind.
And again, a great fucking performance.
But yeah, I mean,
Oh, it's great.
really like it when certain directors like step into roles like that.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like not one of their movies.
Uh-huh.
Because like Cronenberg. I love anytime I get to see Cronenberg in a movie.
When he popped up in Jason X.
Yeah.
It's like,
random.
is that Cronenberg?
Like how he was the main villain in Nightbreed.
Yeah.
Fucking Decker.
Mm-hmm.
And he's terrifying.
Oh, like that. What was that like romance movie from the 80s that had a supporting part by David Lynch? Zelly and Me or something
Yeah.
like that. I think that was it.
Dude,
What?
Like, Eraserhead David Lynch?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He had a bit part in the movie. I think it was because he was going out with Isabella Rossellini at the time, and she was the star of it.
Yeah. That's really awesome. If I was just watching a movie and like all of a sudden he just kind of pops in, I'd be like,
Pops in.
isn't that? Oh, it is. Like.
Yeah. Holy shit, it's fucking David Lynch. But he plays the what's his like it stands for the prisoner.
The Zek.
The Zek with an eye gone and fingers missing because he chewed them off in order to survive.
That one scene where he
makes the guy bite his.
I don't know if you probably didn't even notice because like everyone was glued to the screen. I literally.
I could see you out of the corner of my eye.
I was like, I couldn't do it. I was like anything like that I can't. But like, it reminded me.
That was a fucking intense scene.
Yeah.
What the hell? I could hear it.
Gonna make him bite his fingers off? Holy fuck!
I think that dude was legitimately crying. Like, I think he was terrified that Werner Herzog was gonna be like, no, this is art. Bite. I mean, it was just, that whole scene, like, as soon as he starts talking about his fingers and, like, telling that guy, like, okay, well, you have a choice. I'm like, oh, don't make him do it.
You know what it reminded me
like,
of, though?
oh, well, you're gonna give me a knife? Like, did I have a knife?
Oh my god, when he says that, it's like, holy shit.
You're like, come on, man.
Dude, I'd rather take the... I honestly, no. I would rather take the bullet.
I would have been like...
Kill me.
You know
Go
what,
ahead.
man?
I'm out.
I'm a pussy. You're seriously... I'm not even gonna try. Just shoot me.
It reminded me of the
I got
scene
really
in
big
Heavy
fingers.
Rain.
It'd be really hard.
I have tiny fingers. It'd be hard for me to... Well, we should talk to... Oh, the dialogue was... The dialogue in this was a lot of fun. The, Cruz and the girl who comes and hits on him at the bar and...
Oh, Sandy.
Sandy, yeah. Like, the whole kind of matching dialogue there going on where... He's like calling her a prostitute. She's like, I'm not a whore. And he's like, oh, you're the one who implied you were a whore.
Yeah.
I was going to call you a slut. I like the taste of blood. Oh, well, then you must not be pregnant. Or what was that line? Yeah.
I don't mind seeing a little blood. Now we at least know that you're not pregnant. It's like, oh, wow.
Damn.
Those were some burns. If someone said that shit to
I'm her
me,
brother. Yeah, is she a good kisser?
Yeah, why did they... Jeez.
And even like him repeatedly kicking people in the crotch, and the other guy's about to come up and fight, and he's
he's like,
fucking really?
Yeah.
Really?
All right.
You wanted this, yeah.
You wanted this.
I like the really nice way. Like as soon as the fight starts, that bar brawl. Jacks that dude in the head. He drops. He's like, "Oh no, it's okay. You're okay. Here, stand up."
Yeah,
stand up.
you're okay. You're
Jack.
okay.
It's like, you son of a bitch. Well, his back was turned.
Yeah.
Cruise. I mean, I'm a mark for Tom Cruise anyway.
Sorry,
I'm a big Tom Cruise fan. So I thought he was a lot of fun.
He was really good. You know what I was thinking when we were walking out, and I don't know, maybe this is just a girl thing to think.
How handsome he is.
No.
Respect the cock.
Swoon.
Okay, we're not in
You never
Rock of
see.
Ages.
You never see. That line was not Rock of Ages.
Oh, it
That was Magnolia.
You know, honestly, I'm surprised that wasn't a line. In
I
Rock of Ages.
am on stage.
Respect the cock. Splash.
I'm not
the
trying
cock.
to bring that back, guys. Oh God, I remember you telling me about that movie.
That movie sucked. Tom Cruise is great. That movie sucked.
You're telling me
Rock of
yeah.
Ages, not Magnolia. Magnolia is awesome.
Random thing though, real quick with Rock of Ages. I saw the DVD box cover the other day. The main guy's not even on it.
Oh, go fucking figure.
Unless I looked at it wrong, I didn't see him on it.
Is that kind of like how the trailer for After Earth doesn't have Shyamalan's name on it?
Well,
Is that his movie?
it's kind of like how the Lone Ranger trailer doesn't really have the Lone Ranger in it. Tonto, the movie.
Exactly. It's Tonto, the fucking movie.
No, but I was gonna say, like, it kind of makes you look at Tom Cruise and be like, oh man, you know, he actually is, like, good looking and kind of badass for, like, being older. And then, like, you think back and realize, oh yeah, he's kind of a kook now. Damn.
I like my celebrities nutty. Tom Cruise is awesome.
Well, that's always
Tom Cruise is awesome.
That's
He's
always kind of been my
eccentric.
thing. Is like
He's,
Yeah.
okay,
he can be as crazy
yeah.
as he wants. He still kicks ass. in
Exactly.
movies.
He can be as
He's
crazy
really
as he fucking
fun to
wants to
watch.
be.
He can act.
Yeah, I love the guy. I just love the guy. He's Tom. At the end of the day, he's Tom Cruise. He can do whatever he wants. I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
He gets a pass.
He gets a pass. Yeah, in my book, he gets a
I don't
pass.
give a shit what he wants to do. I don't give a shit if he wants to worship space aliens. I don't care.
Fine, worship. It's
Well, he
like
does.
it's like worship space aliens. You can still kill me in one punch. This is a guy who This is the guy who climbed the tallest fucking building in the world and sat on fucking top of it. He could fucking worship space aliens for all I care.
I'm just saying,
Yeah, I like how it's like, hey Tom, as part of this movie, you need to. We're gonna have like scenes where you climb this thing. Like, okay, can I actually climb it though? Because I really want to.
Yeah.
And he's like,
He's like,
I
that's
guess.
cool, man. That's pretty fly. I like that. It's like, I just love it. I just love the guy. Even in fucking Rock of Ages, movies suck, but he was awesome.
Yeah.
You said you told me that it's almost worth it to go just to see him do his shtick.
To see the Tom Cruise scenes,
Yeah.
to check it, yeah, to see because he's
Yeah, it's worth a rent to go.
oh yeah, not theater prices.
No, oh god, no.
Yeah. There were a couple of times in Jack Reacher where you could tell that originally in the book that it was written as a much larger guy than Tom Cruise. I thought Tom Cruise was great in the movie. I thought he was, but there were a couple of lines where you could tell that. For instance,
I think I know where you're going because the one line that I just didn't buy in the whole movie
is it the one where the cop went into the hotel and asked the girl which guy here looks like.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
but-
Believe me, you'll know. It's like,
But
okay.
even with that, I mean, it's one of those things. Like usually, like guys who have been in the service, you can kind of tell. Like, and especially like that steely-eyed like stare he was giving most people. Like,
Yeah.
I would probably think like, all right, no, he could probably jack somebody if he wanted to. Like the one where he was like yelling on the phone to like the guy, like the actual sniper. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
The active bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
When he was like,
the young dude.
like, I will beat you to death with my bare hands, like, drink your blood out of a fucking boot.
Boots.
I'm like,
yeah.
what? No.
I bought that. I bought. I did buy that.
I had a problem with that one.
That one I didn't have
That
one I didn't have a problem with because
That
we'd
one-
seen him do so much carnage up to that point.
Yeah, but it just, the line itself, it seemed weird that his character would say it the way they were kind of showing him. Like he was always very reserved and like honestly like very aloof. Like how like 2 seconds prior it's like don't care, click.
It seemed
I
it
like
seemed out
that
of
scene.
place.
That scene I liked. The
But-
one where
Yeah,
the
that,
one
that
where
seemed off to me. I don't know.
the one that seemed off to me, and it was honestly, it was probably because I knew what the character looks like in the book. If I didn't, I probably wouldn't have thought anything of it. But the way that the lady who works at the hotel was kind of describing him was like she was describing a much bigger guy, a much physically just giant
She
guy.
straight up says, you want the guy in 1109, trust me, you'll know when you see him, or something like that.
Yeah. I'm not saying that Tom Cruise isn't intimidating.
No,
I'm
but,
not
like,
saying that. I'm saying
no,
like that line seemed
course-
like she was describing
Like
how he looks
a
in the
massive
book.
dude, yeah.
To be fair, though, I mean, we never actually knew what his room number was. She honestly could have been describing a different guy.
Oh, that she could have been described. I took
That
it
is
as
true.
if you raise a good point because when she first said that, I honestly thought she was talking about the guy who actually did kill her. But then when it got pinned a minute or two later, when you saw that it was getting pinned on Tom Cruise, then I thought she was talking about Tom Cruise. Maybe she wasn't, but that's kind of how I took it.
But yeah, I mean, she gave some fake name, and I mean, they set up the premise that he uses all kinds of fake names of whoever through history has played the second
Yankees.
base for the Yankees.
Yeah.
But I don't know who the fuck has played
My
second
name
base
is
for the
Mordecai
Yankees.
Three Finger Brown.
Mordecai Brown? What?
I only know that from the Simpsons baseball episode. My name is Cap Anson.
But yeah, I mean, there is a chance that she could have been thinking of somebody else. Like, I mean, granted, yeah, the likelihood of yes, she meant him, I realize, but I mean, it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe it was some like trucker that was like in that room.
Yeah,
Sure.
true.
I mean, and that's incredibly minor because I like Tom Cruise a lot in this movie. I don't have a problem with that casting. I don't.
Well,
some people do. I don't. I know he looks a lot
Thanks.
different than he does in the book, but I didn't have a problem with it. I thought Tom Cruise pulled it off just fine.
And yeah, I'm sure. Like to some people, like if these books are your thing, then yeah, I'm sure that it probably like wildly throws askew like your view of things. But yeah, I mean, on the whole, like I thought the casting was really good.
So did I.
Honestly, like the not Werner, but like the actual like main villain that he's kind of chasing the whole time, the sniper.
Yeah.
That guy did really.
He was good.
He was good.
But I mean, I gotta give huge
scary.
ups to that detective.
The black guy.
Yeah, that was dogging him the whole time.
Uh huh.
Like shit. Like the whole time I'm watching that guy, I'm like, I was just thinking like he reminded me a lot of Sidney Poitier back in like In the Heat of the Night.
Yeah.
I kept waiting for like the whole like Mr. Tibbs line.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yet
Tibbs.
another actor who would have made a much better Alex Cross. Fucking seriously.
Anyone,
Just go without saying.
anyone
I'm
would have.
spoiling.
Yeah.
Fucking Shy McBride would have been better.
Yeah.
He's at least physically imposing.
Yeah. Yeah. Classic Pfeiffer.
It's Alex Pacross.
And I like the stare downs that he and Cruz kept giving. Like when Cruz pulls up, that was great. When Cruz pulls up in the car right before the fucking car chase, and the two have this like
that
awesome
was
stare
great.
down with each other that goes right into the fucking car chase.
Yeah.
It honestly, like, what I loved about that is it reminded me of like the standoff you'd get in like old spaghetti westerns.
Yeah.
Like, except one of them drew a gun and the other one drew a Camaro.
The stuff.
The shift thing. He just
The stuff
pulls
with the
it back.
knife was good. The little shootout at the end where Tom Cruise goes in and his only weapon is a knife. That was pretty fun.
Robert Duvall
he was
really
Robert
good.
Duvall pops up in the last act of the movie, and that was good. Those two have really good scenes together.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. My final thought on the movie is I had a blast with this movie, and it was I went into it thinking I was gonna like it. I thought it looked good from the trailer, but it was even better than I thought it was gonna be. Like I went into it just expecting a fun Tom Cruise action movie, but getting elements that were like a real throwback to some cool 70s flicks like that. That I didn't expect. I didn't expect like that cool of a car chase. I didn't expect all of those tense moments without music playing and the brutality of it. That was pretty fresh. That was something that you don't see that often nowadays, and I certainly appreciated the fuck out of that. So I highly recommend the movie.
Yeah, again, I just have to say, like, it. I mean, it's a phenomenal movie. From like the first trailer, I mean, I was sold on the first trailer, and it looked like it was just going to be like really fun action movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second trailer, it actually put out a lot more like, oh shit, there's a story to this, and holy shit, it's like high intrigue, like.
Yeah.
Like, wow, I wasn't expecting that based off of the first trailer. But no, I am so glad that it was the movie that it was, and again, just the realism they put into it is like nothing. I mean, outside of like just the main plot being larger than life, nothing seems that crazy. Like, like there's no big Hollywood theatrics. Shit, as many times as that car got shot when he was driving into like the final like big
Oh, that was scary.
gunfight, any other movie, that thing would have exploded like it was full of
Yeah.
dynamite.
Yeah.
No, it got shot a bunch, and then it just stopped working because he ran over a big rock.
And also,
I mean, it was incredibly realistic.
yeah.
I find that very fucking refreshing. Like, honestly, I wish a lot more action movies would do that. Like, I mean, granted, yeah, something like Expendables, it probably would have been less fun, and probably would have actually been kind of horrific if that one was very, like, just true to life.
yeah.
No music, just them walking around like click, click, click. People just folding in crowds. Like,
Yeah.
that would have been very sad. But yeah, I mean, like,
yeah.
like it wasn't like
I don't need to laugh.
at the end of Expendables 2, that near superhuman fight scene between Stallone and Van Damme. Like, there was nothing like that with this one. Like, honestly, it felt like a real fight. There were maybe like...
It sounded like a real fight.
They're
It looked
like-
like a real fight.
Yeah, there were like 4 or 5 good punches thrown, and they both looked like shit afterwards. And you could tell, like, he was fucking hurt. Like yeah, it felt real. Like that. That's my biggest thing for it. Is it felt realistic with most of its depictions.
Well, and one thing that goes along with what you were saying about, car getting shot up, not exploding. This is the kind of movie, and this is a spoiler. This is a spoiler. This is the kind of movie where a main villain doesn't get just engulfed in a bunch of flames and some explosion or something like that. This is the kind of movie where a main villain gets shot point blank in the middle of the head by the movie's hero.
After he's been captured.
Yeah. After he has been captured and is sitting unarmed in a chair.
He's just chilling there.
Like,
He's chilling
it's
there.
like, what are you gonna do now? Arrest me? Ha! American jail. Like, you got
That's
a good point.
retirement home for me.
It's like fucking Charles Bronson shit at the end of this
It's like,
movie.
oh wow,
Definitely.
you got a really good point. That would be very good for you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking 10 to midnight
right,
shit.
right in the fucking face.
What's
Jesus.
your final thought on it?
I really liked it. I thought it was intense, but I didn't think for one time a film like especially with everything that was going on, I don't think it once went over the top. Like,
No, not over the top to where it would have been out of place. Not out of place over the top.
It got close at some points. Some, not a lot.
Well, even but even the ones that didn't were still kind of brutal, like that almost Three Stooges-esque fight scene in the bathroom.
That
right
actually,
there.
that started freaking me out.
But that was still kind
yeah.
of brutal. Like they weren't getting hurt bad.
Yeah,
Because you kept hearing, like, again,
he practically beat that one dude to death
Yeah.
with the other guy's
His head.
Yeah. It's very slapsticky and kind of Three
No.
Stooges-esque, but at the same time, it is like, you know what? Yeah, it would be hard to fucking go after a guy with a crowbar and a bat in a room that fucking small without accidentally fucking hurting yourself.
Well, and you have to think too, like, those two, they weren't contract killers. They weren't like the dyed-in-the-wool evil that these other guys were.
Yeah.
Those were like 2 fucking townies that like cook meth on the
they
side.
were
That
meth
they're like,
heads, yeah.
it's like, oh shit, you need to clean up your mess. Go kill him.
Yeah.
They had no idea what they were doing.
Yeah. What'd you think, lady?
That was great. That was
Excellent.
fucking great.
Alright, we'll be back with the trailers. And now we're back with it's like the camera's like, oh wait, we've already seen all the trailers that were attached to this. Was that your first time seeing the Pain and Gain trailer?
That was my first time with Pain and Gain.
What do you think? I'm all about seeing Pain and Gain.
Oh, I thought it was really nice seeing that and
Broken City.
Broken. Yeah, like fuck. I've seen that trailer like 20 times. I still can't tell you what the movie is. I thought it was nice seeing those two on the same role because Wahlberg is like 10 times bigger in the Pain and Gain trailer.
Gotta get my pump on. Gotta get my pump.
Also,
the only
is that
thing
one
that
set in the 90s?
yeah, it's set in the mid
1995.
90s.
1995. Was it? What's his name?
Dwayne Johnson.
He is fucking
We
rich.
can't rob this guy. Isn't that illegal?
Oh my god.
The only thing that I don't even like Michael Bay, but I think this one looks fun. I'm
Yeah, it
like,
looks
the only
fun.
thing that would make me think that it looks even better is if their names in the movie were Pain and Gain.
That's some straight Double Dragon shit right there. Oh man.
Officer Smith and Officer Wesson. Like, I think I was telling Dave this in the Django video. Like, it has one of my favorite descriptions for anything. I was on a message board where a guy said, he goes, "You know what? That looks sit-throughable."
Sit-throughable. How awesome is that term?
I like
it.
That's my new favorite term.
For me, it looks fun, and there's not giant robots attached to it.
Yeah. You could tell that it's like a 90s Michael Bay movie because it shows the Miami sign in one shot.
Oh yeah.
Which doesn't fucking exist in Miami.
Yeah.
Thank you, Crack.
Yeah, I mean, it really looks like he's trying to do like an old, like, Tony Scott, Don Simpson.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Like, honestly, it honestly, seeing that trailer made me think, like, shit, was he just going through an old box and like, what the fuck is this one? Oh, no shit, we didn't make this? Fuck. Alright. Well, that was easy.
Yeah, I'm legitimately looking forward to that one. And we had Iron Man 3.
I was actually, that's when I wanted to ask, well, both of you about actually. Okay.
No, he's not a robot.
No, I know. Well, you know how I like the Avengers like a lot and all that. And Josh Whedon, like, he's got that thing where he kills usually two like kind of important characters. What do you like?
I was just laughing because that's true.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'm suggesting, and
Do you want him to kill off Iron Man?
no, I love him. I love Tony Stark. Robert Downey Jr. Fuck no. But okay, with the Avengers, he killed off Coulson. That's fine. I talked about this with a couple of friends. Like, you know how there's Avengers 2 coming out, like, in a couple years? I think he's going to kill off Pepper. Because
He's not doing Iron Man 3.
No. I mean,
you mean in Avengers 2?
And look at how it kind of, yeah, because
He does like killing women.
Yes. And she's just...
Just like Schmitty.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I got me some strangling to do.
But she's just significant enough that people would be shocked. I don't know, but I saw it. I don't know how I felt about that trailer. It looked depressing.
I mean,
It looked really depressing to me.
I think it looks good.
It's
got Shane Black doing it.
I'll
I'm
go
down
see.
for it.
I of course I'm gonna go see it, but I mean, it's just I was like, wow.
I mean, if you go by like notable Iron Man mainstays that have died in the comics, really the biggest one is probably his driver and assistant, Happy Hogan, who played by Jon Favreau in the movies.
Can't fucking kill off Favreau. Fuck.
I don't know. That's just my little.
Not even very bad
thing.
things killed off Jon Favreau. They just put him in a wheelchair.
It tried really hard, though. Fuck, did it try?
Boy, there's one I haven't seen in a long time. Yeah, I've seen the Iron Man 3 trailer before, but I was using the restroom when that trailer was up. I came
you
at
were
the very
gone.
end of it. We got a few other things. We had a Broken City. We've had that trailer.
Yeah.
Zero Dark 30. We've had that trailer. You liked the Dark Skies trailer a lot better than me and Dave did.
Yeah, I mean, tonight was my first time seeing it, and I don't know. I guess I just. I mean, if you haven't seen it yet, well, watch the trailer. But it starts off mentioning like from somebody who had something to do with Paranormal Activity and Insidious. So immediately I'm thinking like, okay, it's another ghost movie, and it shows like ooh, stuff that's unexplainable going on. Like, okay, whatever. It doesn't seem great or terrible. It's just it's another movie. I'm not gonna rate it off of just the trailer, but I was pretty much expecting like, oh, it's a ghost type thing, and then towards the end, like it's showing bright lights out the window. I'm like, wait, is this a remake of Close Encounters?
No, dude, it's a remake of The Fourth Kind.
But
Hello, I'm actress Felicity.
That that trailer,
But yeah, it had me thinking like, all right, this looks watchable. If it's one that comes up that we need to watch,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we'll be there.
I'll go watch
We'll
it.
be there.
But then the last like 3-4 seconds of the trailer, like it's like showing like a real tense like Sting type moment, and it kind of pans back over Kerry Russell's shoulder. That's her name, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Felicity's shoulder.
Thank you.
I want to make sure you knew who I was talking about. And you kind of see like a shadow behind her. I'm like, oh shit, it's like a ghost or something. And then you see it stand up and you're like, oh no, it's what every idiot who's ever thought they've seen an alien has drawn.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, with the
Had
big
the
head,
weird arms.
skinny body, and arms and shit.
Honestly, I would have really liked it if this movie, based off that title, because if I would have known the title first, I would have been really disappointed seeing that trailer, because I would have hoped that it was a movie version off the old NBC series Dark Skies. That alien show that took place back in like the JFK years.
I knew I had seen that fucking title before. Yeah, I remember that.
I really liked
Yeah,
that show.
I do remember that. I can't tell you fuck all about it, but I remember that show.
There were, like a couple different types of aliens, and like it covers like the whole like Roswell incident and like how it like ties into JFK and all this kind of shit. Like, it was a really fun show.
Well, when we got the trailer for Dark Skies in front of Django, I couldn't tell up until when it said from the producers of Paranormal Activity and Insidious. Before then, I couldn't tell if it was going to be a comedy. I really couldn't, with the condiments all stacked
What
up in
the
the
hell
kitchen and
was
stuff
that?
like that. It was
Yeah.
all stuff that looked like it could be in a spoof film
Yeah,
of like the guy with the scary face who turns around still with the scary face and her pounding her head on the window and
On glass until it breaks.
yeah.
Yet she
Turning
doesn't
into The
start
Happening.
bleeding.
Yeah, oh, I hope it's as funny as that. I mean, you know what? This is just the trailer. It might be a solid flick,
But
but
I just like though how she's obviously been like that scene with all the stuff stacked up in the kitchen. She's obviously dressed. She's been walking around her house. She was in a different room. She hears her kid like scream or something. She runs in the room, and there's like 400 things stacked up in perfect like rows. Like
hey, don't touch that.
oh, that was, I don't want to mess up your junk. But she walks back in and all that's done that, and her first reaction is to look at her like 5-year-old like, did you do this? Like, really?
That was the poltergeist.
Honestly, my first guess would immediately go to ghosts or something. I wouldn't assume,
Yeah.
like, it's like, man, I was only out of the room for like 10 minutes. No, that seems like enough time for him to do the impossible.
He can't even reach. Like,
Kids are spry, dude. That's why I don't have kids. I don't want them stacking my shit. I like my shit where
Is that why?
That's exactly why.
I can see stacks of VHSs, you asshole.
Well, that's different. I just don't have space for those yet. Eventually, I'll find space for my Caged Fury and Hell Train and Nightmare.
And The Shining.
And The Shining and Messiah of Evil. They'll have a new home when we get to the new place. I just gotta get it on the bookshelf first.
An oversized bookshelf for your oversized boxes.
For my oversized VHSs. Damn fucking right. He's not lying, too. They're right here, see? Escape on a big box.
They're huge.
Well, I think that was pretty much it for the trailers. But coming up next weekend, we're actually going to be out of town, but some of us are getting together to. I think some of us are getting together at MagFest to do a midnight of Texas Chainsaw 3D.
Oh, you have fun with that one.
You're not going to go see it too? You should see it in the theater, dude, because if you wait till TV, 3D's probably going to look really lame.
I'll take my chances with Texas Chainsaw 2D.
Fuck it, just watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
I probably
See?
will. I love that one.
2 is awesome.
And you got Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, with the fucking double chainsaws and shit. Leatherface running around with a chainsaw sticking through him. Doesn't seem to slow him down very fucking much. That movie's awesome.
Plus you get Chop Top.
You get Chop Top in there, you got their sweet cave with Christmas lights and shit. That movie's fucking great. Just bursts in on. Oh man, when I was a DJ, I was always scared that was going to happen to me. Just I'll be sitting there at
Who's
night.
gonna come in and just like
DJing.
hump at you with the
Yeah,
chainsaw?
just come into my studio and fucking hump at me with a chainsaw.
I like how one of the tags I saw for this one was
The new one.
a new beginning. Every fucking
A-
movie in this franchise is a new beginning.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Every
a new beginning.
single
So what?
one of them.
It's going to turn out it's not Leatherface. It's the paramedic whose son was killed. So that's what that subtitle tells me.
Yeah.
Well, if it's anything like Friday the 13th Part 5, at least we'll have a bunch of rock and fucking nudity in it.
Well, yeah, but it'll also mean that Leatherface, like, he'll be all kind of like lumpy and misshapen. His actual leather face will be really wide for no discernible reason.
Yeah. Oh my god, it actually is Ed Gein. Well, that's a twist.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Alright, we'll see you later.